Them faces though. Magi the Labyrinth of Magic, chapter 204. Yo, if y'all haven't checked out this chapter yet, go ahead and do that because it was released yesterday, Sunday, whenever you watch this video, it's been released. Anyways, it's chapters like these. It's chapters like these as to why I personally love Magi the Labyrinth of Magic, and why it is currently still second after One Piece and my favorite manga currently. Yo, this chapter, when you want to say exaggeration, yes. Pretty much that whole. I mean, I'm gonna break it down. This from an analytical standpoint, this chapter was broken down into two parts. It was the Alibaba Morgiana, them, Toto, Oba, all them on the ship, and they're about to reach Balbad, and then it was Aladdin and Yunin, and then at the end Sinbad coming in, back in Sindria. Okay, and look, man, Shinobu Otaka, man, I don't know, like, this mangaka has some of the best imagination I've ever seen. Literally. Like, the faces, some of them are they're so great. They've always been great. But this was just a wide repertoire of faces and figures. And y'all see my thumbnail, that's just one of the many. I wish I had literally saved like 7 different pages of Alibaba's faces before I picked this one. I think this was the last of the faces, if I'm not mistaken. It was like, oh my goodness. And y'all, if you saw my review last week, okay, my 203, the 203 review of Magi the Labyrinth of Magic, that I found it very relatable. But this chapter of Magi, while it still has the great death, now it did warn us that more of this craziness was to come, but I didn't know when it said that, like, the more the awkward moments and stuff, I didn't know what to expect. This was pulled off excellently. I was worried, but no need to worry when it comes to Otaka. Pulled off excellently. Once again, I don't think I've ever had a down chapter of Magi in all these 200 plus chapters. Now, for the chapter itself, we have Alibaba white on rice on Morgiana, stuck like white on rice. Like, seriously, the theme song was Lady Antebellum stuck like glue. That's what was playing in my mind anyway. You could almost hear it coming from the page, right? And anyways, he's hovering mad, he's all touchy-feely. And Morgiana ain't much of a touchy-feely, but still, it was a little excessive. And Morgiana's like, whoa, homie, bro, please stop. Like, there must be a misunderstanding. I don't know what the hell you're doing, but this we can't keep having this. And they also on the ship, so it's not that big of an area. And Alibaba's like, yo, this is the normal kind of thing. This is what couples do. You vowed your love and you proposed to me. And Morgiana with that face, she's like, no. Yeah, you misunderstood what I said. I said I would like to be by yourself. Now some reviewers, of course, got this right. No surprise. When I heard this, I'm like, understandable. She was saying, I had vowed to be by your side forever, as under you as your household vessel user. And Alibaba was so crushed. Like I said, this was exaggeration, and it was done in a comedic way, but it's very serious and once again relatable, right? And I'm pretty sure dudes, like, females sometimes think guys, men, males, however you want to say it, right, come off, boys another whole thing, men anyway, come off as cold and divs and whatever. Like, they don't know. I have said this. Who is affected, and those who know the truth, males or females, know the truth, who gets affected worse when it's really a close kind of relationship or letdown? It is males. Males take it badly, man. Take it badly. But now it's more acceptable for males to open up. And Alibaba show, this dude was so embarrassed and so ashamed, because Toto even said that he was so embarrassed, so deeply hurt. He just ran off. Like, he exploded. He ran off. Oba and Toto rushed up in there. Toto tells Morgiana, he's like, yo, why couldn't you just tell him you be his girlfriend? Why, Alibaba wants so much to have a woman love him, a female love him, right? And yeah, so that whole thing, and so they follow Alibaba, and they find him, and like he's like a scared animal. Like he's all like, I can't even describe all the sequence, the faces, and Oba's like trying to comfort him. He's like, Oba admitted earlier that he said it was my bad. I kind of ushered in this misunderstanding and whatever. And Oba comes in and he said, we all love you, bro. And, it's all good. Alibaba like, he ain't having it. He hurt too bad. And Morgiana comes in with an epic, you could say, speech or whatever. And she's like, real talk. And I knew there was something she didn't understand. Remember, she's also 15, I believe. And she goes, I was a former slave until a couple years ago, a few years ago, I was a slave. I didn't imagine that I would be, with somebody of my choosing, eventually married or whatever. And she's like, especially somebody like you, Alibaba, because she does like him. She's like, but I really do like you. And she's like, if you will wait, I'm pretty sure a lot of guys done heard something in this similar, different scenario, but something similar, for good or bad, or if she's lying or not. If you will wait for me, I want to learn pretty much to love you, how to be with you. And Alibaba's like, okay, I'll wait. And then she goes and comforts him. And then the rest of the, I think, future household vessel users, anyway, Oba's boys, Oba's men, they're like, yeah, Alibaba, yeah, we really can follow this dude. He's our king. Okay, he's our king because he's open and honest. He will congratulate Alibaba. Currently, he's all emotional. He ain't hearing it. But they're like, no, for real, dude, we're not making fun of you. He's like, no, just quit making fun of me. They're like, no, we seriously mean what we say. We love how open and honest with you. Everybody say this, Alibaba personality, psychologically, he's melancholy. That's his temperament, okay? And I can relate to him in a lot of ways. Like I said, this was exaggerated, but I can definitely relate to what he says. And I do believe in being honest and open, and it's genuine about Alibaba. So that whole section was done. And then we transition, to something I wasn't necessarily expecting, but I love it. We see Aladdin with the freaking specs going on. Like, okay, looking like kind of nerdish. Anyway, he's studying up, and he's in this certain tower in Sindria, and you have these assistants or whatever coming in, Master Aladdin. You shouldn't be eating so frugally, eating in the dark, or eating and sleeping in such a dark place. Like, he ain't trying to be bothered with all that. He ain't hearing that noise. Okay, it's a bunch of noise. He doing his work. He doing the research, and you hear a voice. It took me a little bit to figure out this whole sequence, but I finally figured out. He heard this voice, and it's like, pretty much what you're reading. And Aladdin's like, I'm reading these to find out more about the rope, right? And he's like, the voice said, that's an infant magic tool, talking about the glasses. And Aladdin's talking, he's saying that, yeah, Miss Irene gave it to me. And he's like, wait, hold on, what's going on? Who is that? You see the glasses float up, and they're my dog, my dude. Y'all, if you've seen my reviews, you know how I feel about Yunin. My favorite character. Hands down. I love Sinbad, I love Alibaba, Aladdin's cool, Morgiana's girl. But Yunin, the enigma. Like on some One Piece level kind of stuff. Like on some Midora before the Cooking Island, all kind of stuff. I love Yunin for so many. And this chapter displayed Yunin beautifully. Anyways, so this whole sequence that's happening with Aladdin and Yunin, it's going on at the same time that Alibaba, Morgiana, Toto, and Oba, and the rest are traveling to Baba, and Yunin, they're having a basic, and Aladdin's asking Yunin, well, what, why you here? And Yunin, blowing the basic introduction. He's like, I came here to see you, obviously. Now, I was a little bit about that because of the title of the chapter was Sinbad and Yunin, something along those lines. So I was like, okay, but anyways, he's saying, Aladdin came to see you. We didn't really have a chance to talk, and they're catching up. They didn't have a chance to talk at Magno Stop much, and there's things I want to talk to you about. And Aladdin, he's feeling the same about Morgiana. He's like, I thank you for teaching, taking care and teaching Morgiana, because she told me that you taught her the Toron language, taught her some moves, and took her to learn with other household vessel users. And Yunin, being honest, he's awkwardly shaped, like his build is awkwardly shaped. Kind of reminds me of myself a little bit, but more so than me. You know how comics and manga do. And he comes off with these different facial expressions and stuff, like you could never totally read him, but he's like, well, Aladdin, I'm not quite that. I'm glad, I'm grateful that you learned from me, but I'm not really that good of a person. The enigma just deepens, and he goes, this and that, and he says something very interesting. For example, I know you're not the only one who is favored by the sacred palace. I know Ugo as well, and Aladdin, that shot kind of surprise face that Aladdin had. He's like, oh yeah, and he's thinking to himself, and he's like, yo, what? Wait, he's favored by the rope too. Okay, he knows Ugo. Like, does that mean he came before? And it's kind of, I guess Rin, not Hakuri, Rin Guo. Y'all know Rin Hakurio's mother. She had talked about that before. So Yunin, and it makes sense because he looks older than Aladdin, and he knows way too much. And even admitted, he knows, I know a whole lot. I know a hell of a lot, bro. And they're having this, so Aladdin's taking this all in, and then Yunin, on his, I love that he's floating on this broom, right? And a couple things I will add about when Aladdin was introduced that page. Yo, that penguin, what in a mess? That penguin, did y'all see that penguin on the side? I looked at that thing, I looked at that page like 4 times. I'm like, really? A penguin? And also saw Aladdin's cane, the thing, the Chancellor's old thing. Yeah. So I noticed those things. Anyway, good details. That penguin though, really? Like, what? And then it just wasn't there? I don't know, but anyway, so Yunin, back to the progression, let's start. Yunin, he's like, he's here and he's like, now, I don't know why you spying on me. Really? This is a talk between two Magi. You need to butt out, okay? I ain't having this. And he's like, and he says Sinbad, and then we see this bird, and then Sinbad's listening, and he's like, man, Sinbad going, man, this, and he's like, you with them ears. He's like, you probably even can hear my voice all the way. You don't even got super hearing. He said, Sinbad said you could probably hear all of Sindria. Really? Really? Man, I don't know, is that because of magic? Is that because the enigma continues and expands? And the ending, Aladdin's just taken aback because apparently, once again, we get a hint at history between Sinbad and Yunin, because Yunin, what that face of, like that child, that's offended face kind of thing. It's like, because, okay, I have to lead it. The lead in is simple. Sinbad's like, yeah, I should be able to hear it all. Why? Because I'm the one who set up that tower, that place, that dark place for you. You can make, because Yunin did say, it's cool that darker place. It reminds me of the valley. He apparently doesn't like sunny places. And Sinbad's like, yeah, I did that. I want to hear, I should be in on this discussion. Yunan's like, I refuse. He's like, what? You refuse? That was great. And you was like with that child's face, sorry face, I don't trust you. And Sinbad's like, that should be mine. And yeah, Aladdin's like, he doesn't have a clue what's going on. So like, all that was great. So overall, this chapter, I will give it an 8.5 out of 10. It was an outstanding chapter of Magi. I mean, as you can see, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't expect this review to be this long, but no surprise because it's Magi, and Magi just does that beastly stuff. I mean, the comedy was golden. My dog Human, out of nowhere, come up in there. Come on. I mean, do I need to say more? Damn fair. Like, just unexpected stuff, yo. And, I mean, but here's the thing. Here's why it's not a higher rating. Is because, first of all, the plot progression, it was there, but not too much. I mean, they just got the ball. Okay. It took them like 3 chapters, so they just got the ball. Great stuff, but come on. We did see great characterization. More, but not so much. We get more characterization of Yunin, but not so much character development. We did get some. You could say a little bit of character development from Aladdin. We did get a lot of good stuff, but the plot progression, it was, you can't say it's dragging. It's just not too much in the overall scheme of things. We got subplots, progress, but not the overall story much. That's to come. I'm not trying to rush it, but that's and also, it was for the most part a simple chapter. It was a fun chapter. So when it's fun, just fun, I can't say it's all all there, but it was an outstanding chapter. It's excellent. What have you? Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me y'all thoughts on this shit. I know, come on, I can't be the only one that had fun with this chapter, and I can't be the only one that feels or done been where Alibaba's at. Not entirely in with the female necessarily, like, but been there. Alright, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace. Gotta love that Magi, baby.